Tell me about this award. It was earlier this month. What, explain what this is about.
So in Oklahoma, we have an association of administrators called COSA, and that's the Cooperative Council of Oklahoma for Administrators. And we have a secondary level and an elementary level. And so the secondary level is the one that I won statewide. It was a good process. It was a great time to reflect on kind of the past year and the past few years. And so I was up against all the high school principals and middle school principals in the state of Oklahoma, and went through interview process and came out on top. And again, these awards, I don't like them because it's not about me. It's about our school and our community in Poteau. And so I just take it as a badge of honor that I'm able to come on top.
Talk about that for just a second. I know in a smaller district or in a smaller town, the community is just as much a part of the school as anywhere.
Oh, if we put anything out on social media on our pirate log, churches, banks, businesses, there's not a single one that will not come running. They will call, Mr. Ballard, what do you need? What does the kids need? It's always about the kids and our faculty and staff. And that's what makes Poteau so unique. We're nestled between two mountains, as you know, and it's like our own little world here. And we're just so close. We're big enough to have several other options and resources for our kids here at Poteau, but we're still small enough to have that small school feel.
But you still have to maintain that relationship with the community, and I think that's part of what this award was.
Yes, yeah, we work very closely with our Chamber of Commerce, and again, like I said, the banks and churches and businesses. We got a brand new superintendent, Mr. Kempnick, and he has been great. He has kind of bridged that gap between our community and our schools, and made all of our sites kind of one school instead of kind of different silos. And so all the administrators work hand in hand. And again, this award is just not about me, but it's about Poteau Public Schools and the direction we're going.
How have the students reacted to this? Are they giving you a hard time, or did they expect this?
They're always going to give me a hard time. That's just kind of my personality. We build relationships first, because if kids don't feel like that you love them, they're not going to open up when something's wrong or something good. And so I have twins that are juniors here in the high school, and so I know most of them pretty well. And they surprised me with a big assembly, and I walked in and looked around like, okay, this is not normal. What's going on? So it was a neat process when they came and presented with me a few weeks ago.
What happens next now? You move on to a different competition now.
So I will represent the state of Oklahoma in the secondary level, and they will fly my wife and I to Washington, D.C. And I know last year they got to meet the First Lady, and if the president's there, we get to meet the president. And then I will be in the running for the National Principal of the Year.
When is that going to be? When will you find out?
That'll be in October, around fall break time. And so I think around October 16th, and I'll go up there, I think Wednesday through a Saturday, and spend those few days in Washington, D.C. and kind of networking and talking to other administrators and passing around ideas and things like that.
Does this award change your philosophy toward how you run a school?
No. I'm still the same Joe Ballard. It's my entire family are administrators and superintendents in the state of Oklahoma. So this is kind of it's a legacy to me. It's important that I stay the same and stay humble. I think humility is the number one thing for a leader to have. And so I'm always going to smile and come to work and hug a kid and just try to be there for him. So no, this will not change me one bit.
Well, I appreciate your time. Congratulations, and man, best of luck in October. Holy cow.
It'll be an experience for sure. And I appreciate you covering us, Daren. Thank you.